Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming back to Spiritual Growth Tarot in Astrology. I'm Denise, and I'm using Pam's Recolored Tarot today for Thursday, November 10th, 6 a.m. this morning. We have Pacific time. We have a finger of fate, a yod in the astrological spheres. So it goes from Chiron and the moon in Gemini, which is a sextile, so there's a nice flow, and it's exactly at 12 degrees. So the moon's at 12 degrees Gemini in a nice sextile to Chiron in Aries. And then we have those 2 points in a point over here that connects with the South Node in Scorpio. So, well, here, hold on. Maybe I can show you if it... Yeah, there we go. That fits. See what I have highlighted there? This was a major thing that I wanted to bring into the, the astrological reading for this day. But yeah, that's in the weekly if you want to, watch that whole video. And it's time-stamped. But see this South Node up here in Scorpio, and these 2 points, and these 2 lines here show, those are quincunxes, and they show that we will need to be making adjustments for basically for trying to heal the past. With the South Node in Scorpio, that is the past, and it has to do with women and crisis and reproductive rights, and thank goodness that in many states it held, Roe v. Wade is, or abortion rights are holding. They're going to go back, but it's still, those things should be unanimous. We're dealing with stuff that we should not and should have never needed to deal with again. Okay, here's our last card. So we have the Knight of Cups moving towards the moon, and the Fool over here at the other side saying, is this what you guys really want? Do you want to walk off that cliff? Do you want to stay in your old fears, or do you want to bring in a whole new reality based on your emotional truth, based on your bodily truth? So, back to Chiron in Aries, and it's retrograde. That brings in that element of, what about me? Don't I matter? Doesn't my vote count? Why are there so many? We should have had a big blue wave, but now we're fighting to just hold on to some bit of democracy. So that tells me that there's a whole lot of people out there who don't care for each other. They don't care about anyone else than themselves, and they feel like it's all about the money and the economy, and they want to blame Biden for that. Well, you know what? You're sadly mistaken if you're believing in that, because the moon card is perfect for this, because we're talking Neptune and Pisces, and we need to blame big oil. We need to blame OPEC, and then corporate greed, who has jumped on that bandwagon and said, oh yeah, well now it's just going to cost so much to get things to you, so we'll just jack up the rates along with it. And it's both of them in cahoots. So this is that precipice we're on. And I think that, or at least for me, the only thing that I can do within my power is to speak up, but also buy less, shop less, drive less, be very careful where I spend my money, things like that. As far as, and I don't mean like worrying about money. I'm talking about who I give my money to, because that's my power. So I'm careful about where I shop. Which big, gigantic, ginormous companies have donated the most to the GOP, or to the big oil companies, to OPEC? Which ones are still on board with big oil? Do you have stocks in big oil? Things like that. So, okay, I'll get off my soapbox now. When it comes to on the personal side of this, without politics, with the, if you haven't switched off by now, with the Knight of Cups, remember the Knights always move, even though the Knight of Pentacles moves very slow. The Knight of Cups comes in pretty quickly because it's, watery energy that can flow, as long as there's not an obstacle. But we do have a flow here, and we do have a flow here. So what do you want to create? The Knight of Pentacles always asks us, what are we attracted to? What creative project is attracting us? What is it that we want? So that's my question to you. What do you want? Figure out what you want. Don't be afraid to go for it with the moon. The moon has to do with not deceiving yourself and not allowing others to deceive you, and not being stuck in those old fears. And sometimes these two cards, especially together, but just the moon alone, can be, like if you're doing daily card draws for yourself and you get the moon, for me, that's always my question about, oh, wait, what was I dreaming about last night? And if I can't remember, then I back in the day, I used to go, okay, got to keep that dream journal. Or if I stopped using the dream journal, and you get this card, especially more than once in 1 week, there's something there. There's something that Dreamtime is trying to help you with. So paying attention to dreams are huge. This could very well have to do with that full moon that we're just coming off of. It's still gorgeous up in the sky. It's still, even though, not all of us got to see the red, but man, it's beautiful. It's there. As long as you have, some clear sky, you can see it for quite some time in the morning too. So, there's that. It could be moving towards nature in a way that you're more connected to nature. Will help you on a new adventure to break free. With the Fool card here, that's our major arcana that takes us through all the other major gateways, and we do have 2 majors here. There's 22 in the deck, and we've got 2 of them for one day, right? So our 0 card, the Fool, takes us through all the gateways of evolution, and this gateway here with the moon is to have no fear. Don't have any fear about feeling all of your feelings. Feelings come and go. Emotional reactive material is from the past, and it's your history, and there's nothing wrong with feeling that, because that's the only way you can heal it. You can't heal something that you won't feel. And you can't make yourself feel, unless you're an actor, but you're still tapping into the past if that's the case, or you're tapping into something that's painful, you're empathing, if you're an actor like that. But in our own personal lives, the best we can do is just to be willing to feel, be willing to go through that gateway. That's a new adventure of going through that gateway of feeling all your feelings, letting go of the old fears. That's why we have the lobster. Knowing that you have your wise guides to protect you. One can be the guide that shows you which way to go, and the other one can be the protective one, right? We have our guardian angels and our guides. And that's our path. We're always learning to clear out the old illusions, the old false beliefs, and to move forward, on our path to have very clear, a clear emotional body, so that our feelings flow freely. Which is why, emotions are different than feelings. Emotions can come from the past and the past fears, because we have very good reason to have those, because we've lived through traumatic times. But as we breathe and bring in the present moment and remember That was then. This is now. And maybe the lobster's there to tell us, I have this crusty shell to protect my vulnerability, right? And just to keep that water really clear. You don't need to live at the bottom of the ocean. You don't need to hide. It's about coming free or coming up your path and getting to that freedom. And this gateway, I think, is always here all the time. And the full moon maybe has helped a little bit with that. Maybe we all have a little more courage than we had before. I hope so. I hope every full moon brings that out. And with the Fool, the question, and no one can answer it except for yourself, is what's your new project? What is your new thing that you want to start? What's the new adventure? How do you feel more free? Maybe this is all just about emotional freedom, because there is that clarity. Because we do have an awful lot of water here. It's like water and then Uranus energy. I love it. So anyway, feel free to drop in the comments and share with us, what you're working on. Maybe if you need some prayers or support, put it in the comments and you'll get them. And meanwhile, I'm going to get this uploaded and be back soon and sending you lots of love in between. Okay, bye.